Hey Shanae, how's it going? Okay, there I go. Now I can see myself. Hey Shanae, how's it going? Hey Greg, how's it going? Um, yeah, Shanae's an awesome author. She's coming out with some new books really soon. Everybody got to check her stuff out. She's a life coach, and she just finished the Right to Grow Rich program, and she's ready to kick some tail in her marketing and kick some tail in her business and kick some tail in her book writing. Greg, he's an awesome, awesome poet. Very profound words. You have to check him out. Check out his work. Check out his YouTube channel. It's phenomenal. Catherine, she's been watching me for a while. Hey, Catherine. Thank you for joining us today at Daily Motivation. And we're episode 180. We're almost halfway there of the year. We're getting close to July. I think halfway would be probably after I graduate, after my birthday, which is coming soon. So today I want to talk about, yes, best-selling author, business. Especially, a lot of people that watch me are entrepreneurs or striving entrepreneurs or striving authors or people who want to make a difference in the world. And so I want to talk about my order, something that I learned from Art Williams. He is the founder of really Prime America, one of the biggest, largest insurance companies in the world. And he basically started that company from Art Williams. Thank you so much. And in one of his speeches, one of my favorite speeches, he says, "Just do it." And which I think Nike actually took it from him, just do it, because I think he started that before Nike. And he said he's read a lot of business books before he started. He went through many seminars, workshops, and people that worked in his own business that he wanted to be, and until he actually got to know them and realized he didn't want to be anything like them, because they put business before anything else. They put revenue before anything else. They put getting their business to the top of their priority. But he saw it way differently, and I see it way differently. He says in business or in life, God has to come first, family has to come second, and business comes third. Because if you handle your spiritual life and you handle your family life, it will be a lot easier to flow into your business life. But if you focus solely on the business, those things will crumble and everything will calm down. Because you need a base, like a house. Every house has to have a base. And the foundation has to be something of some different connection, of something bigger than yourself. And second, I believe the walls and the concrete and the frame has to be the family. When family is that backbone of any business, of any person. Family is that backbone. Family is the frame. And then business is the top of the roof. And so when me, myself, put God first, put family second, I always feel like I do better in my business. Why? Because I feel like I gain favor. People understand J.D. Rockefeller, know who he is, but don't know really about his background. I actually read his autobiography and watched several documentaries about J.D. Rockefeller. People didn't understand he was a devout Baptist. He was a devout Baptist, one of the richest men that ever crossed this planet. And he was a devout Baptist. He used to actually, as a rich tycoon, he would actually go to the church to mass every Sunday, and he would actually help the priest sweep out the church at the end of the ceremony. Many people thought, he was just a tycoon. That's all he cared about was business all day, all long. But no, that's actually quite the opposite. He was always in the church. He was always donating to the church. And he was always in the church. Even though people say he's a robber baron, the devil. But from what I learned, from what I've read, he actually was a person that was constantly making sure that the people in his community was okay. And then second, he was big on family. He was big on family dinners. He actually didn't drink alcohol whatsoever. And he would always spend time with his family. And many of the great business people I see actually bring their family into the business. His son, his son's son, and his son and his kids all run the business. And they ran it while they were kids. And I see Grant Cardone, he comes on stage with his daughters. See, when you bring your family into the business and you're doing something bigger than yourself, your business will flourish automatically because your base is good and your backbone is solid. And then you could put the roof on top. Business is just the roof on top. Business shows. And I'm not talking just from what I've read, I'm talking from my own experience. There's many companies that I went to, that I worked at, and that no longer exist. You know, they were all about the revenue, the money, and then they were growing, and then they collapsed. Why? I remember one company I worked with, him and his wife used to constantly argue, or in the workplace, constantly argue, and that business went down. The last company I was at, they were a family-owned company, but you know, the dad and the kids were at odds constantly, and it completely erodes the business. So when you have to me, in my opinion, when you have a spiritual base with everything you do, when you feel like you're doing the work of what you're meant to do, that's God's work. That's the reason your purpose on this planet is to do the work that you are meant to do. And that gift can turn into a business as you can create revenue from that gift. But you always, yes, division is a tactic of the enemy, 100%. Divide and conquer. But when the family is whole, it's hard to break that. Think of the greatest businesses you know their family's name. The Waltons, the Rockefellers, the Carnegies. There's just, family is the base of all things. And when you could put family as the base and your spiritual life as the base, your business will flourish. Every time I've met a business owner, entrepreneur that was always revenue heavy, it was like, yo, we got to make this money, we got to do this. This is about the money, man. We got to make this. I've always seen it collapse. And I've seen it so focused on the business that their home life suffers. And then their health suffers. And then their spiritual life suffers. And then they just end up with nothing. So my opinion is, if you're going to be a business person, if you're going to go after revenue, God has to come first. Something bigger than yourself has to come first. When you have a vision given to you, something larger than yourself, that's, you know, I was actually listening to Miles Monroe, and he said the Greek word for enthusiasm is messages from God. Messages from God. The Greek word for enthusiasm is messages from God. So when you're feeling good, when you're feeling positive, it's because you are seeing the vision that was placed inside your mind, that was placed from a higher vantage point, entering into you and through you to accomplish in this world. And that's your first mission. And then second has to be the family. I remember I left a job because my wife was sick. And man. And I remember the company said, well, you know, I was like, listen, you know, my wife's a little sick. I think I'm going to stay home. And they're like, well, no, you have to come in. I said, I don't have to do a damn thing. I just got to stay chocolate and die. That's it. That's the only thing I got to do. And so I told him, listen, you know what? Why don't you put my 2 weeks in? Why don't you go ahead and put my 2 weeks in? Because to me, family came first. I don't care about the money. The money will come. But my wife's health means way more to me. And that was a critical point. Those are decisions that we all make in our lives to choose which was more important, which one do you value more. And I feel when you put your values first, life is going to make a way for you. Life's going to make a way for you. But you have to put your values first. It was a critical choice. And she looked at me and she said, Rich, you know, you didn't have to do that. I'm like, what do you mean I have to do that? You're my wife. You're my wife. Of course I have to do that. And if it was my kids, it would be the same thing. Those come first. Those comes first. And I know with that energy, that enthusiasm of me just chasing my vision, that's a higher vantage point. And it respects that I put my family first before I put business. So even like I'm actually starting a business with my mother in the real estate investing. And that's just something we'll talk about later on. But all I know is that when I do things with my family and I do things from a higher vision, things tend to work out for me. And I see the people that are just revenue heavy, it's all about business, business comes first before anything, I tend to see that their business actually collapses. I've been through many businesses. I've been an engineer for 10 years, and I've seen several different companies go down because they put revenue before family. And they put revenue before that higher vision. And when you put that higher vision first, family first, the business will flourish automatically. Again, this is Rich Fontaine. Either you can agree with me or not agree with me. Either way, I feel this was a successful conversation. I'm actually about to go grocery shopping. Yes, I do go grocery shopping because, my wife's not feeling well. She's in bed. So I'll do it. I had to drive down to pick up her stepson. I'll do it. Why? Because, babe, if you're not feeling well, I'll do it. And she's like, well, you got to do your stuff. You do some business things you got to do. There's some transactions you got to get down. I said, that will come. That will come. But my first and foremost is you and our family. Good for good rich. Thanks for the words of encouragement. Absolutely. Put your priorities always first. Business will flourish when you bring that energy of the higher end, the higher source energy, and the people that have your back. The people that have your back first. You're an awesome teacher. Thank you, Catherine. I appreciate it. And I'm just a vessel, just sharing a message that's coming to me to share. Again, sometimes I sit down in this chair, I have one idea what I'm going to say, and then it changes to a whole nother. But I appreciate all of you. Thank you so much. I'm going to go grocery shopping, hit Publix before they close. They close early, grab my mask, stay 6 feet away, the whole nine. And just in your own life, everyone wants the money. It's true, don't lie. It's great, it's okay. But I believe if you put the higher source energy first, and you put your family second, that revenue will come. She will. I know she will. I appreciate all of you. Thank you, Shanae. Thank you, Catherine. Thank you, Greg. Thank you, George. Thank you, everybody else that watched. Thank you, Derek. Everyone else that had a chance to watch this. I appreciate you. And yes, enthusiasm in the Greek language means a vision from God. Be enthused, everybody. Feel good. Love is love. Namaste.